Good morning, students. Today, the topic for interaction is placenta and its functions. So, placenta is nothing but a temporary organ formed during pregnancy. It forms an important link between the mother and the fetus. So, if you remember that the endometrium during the secretory phase undergoes decidualization process, the endometrium changes into the decidua, and the decidua present just below the fetus or the embryo is the decidua basalis. The decidua which covers the fetus forms the decidua capsularis, and the decidua covering the entire endometrium elsewhere forms the decidua parietalis. So there are two components which participate in the formation of placenta. The first is the maternal component and second is the fetal component. So from the side of the mother, it is the decidua basalis which participates in the development of placenta. So as you can see in the next slide, the human placenta develops from two sources, the fetal component and the maternal component. So the maternal component comes from decidua basalis. The maternal blood vessels proliferate and grow just below the embryo. And the syncytiotropoblast from the fetus sends cords into the decidua basalis. These cords further grow and send more projections to form placental villi. In the placental villi, the blood capillaries grow from the vascular system of the embryo. These placental villi are surrounded by the blood filled with maternal sinuses. So we can read the next line that placenta development begins at 6th week and is completed by the 12th week. So the maternal blood flows through the uterine artery, then to the maternal sinuses and back through the uterine vein into of the mother. The fetal blood flows through the umbilical arteries into the capillaries of placental villi and back through the umbilical vein into the fetus. So you can read from these slides that placental villi are surrounded by the blood filled with maternal sinuses. The uterine artery opens into the maternal sinuses, and maternal sinuses open back into the uterine veins of the mother. So the placental membrane barrier is formed by the endothelium of the fetal blood vessels and its basement membrane surrounding connective tissue, cytotrophoblast and syncytotrophoblast. All interchange of nutrients, oxygen and waste products occur via the placental membrane barrier. The total area of the membrane varies from 4 meters square to 14 meters square, but the thickness is just 0.025 millimeter. Now fetus is a foreign tissue but no rejection occurs. We all know कि अगर कोई foreign graft लगा दिया जाए तो वो reject हो जाता है. But fetus is also a foreign tissue but it is not rejected. This is because the trophoblast layer of the fetus lacks MHC class 1 and 2 genes. And the second reason is the production of maternal antibody during the pregnancy is greatly reduced. Now placenta, if we look at the gross anatomy, it is fleshy, weighs half the kg, the diameter is 15 to 20 centimeter, the thickness is 2.5 centimeter, it is spongy to feel, occupies 30% of the uterine wall and has two surfaces. We will be seeing it in the subsequent slides, the maternal and the fetal surfaces. 4 by 5th of the placenta is of fetal origin and just 1/5 is of maternal origin. So you can see the placenta, this is how it looks like. Now this is the fetal surface of the placenta. It is covered by smooth and glistening amnion overlying the chorions. The umbilical cord you can see is attached near the center. The branches of the umbilical veins are visible beneath the amnion as they radiate from the insertion of the cord. This is the maternal side of the placenta. It is rough and spongy. The maternal blood gives it the dull red color. The remnants of the decidua basalis gives it a shaggy appearance. And you can see it divided into 15 to 20 cotyledons by the septas. So now coming to the important part of the placenta, that is the functions of the placenta. So one of the important function of placenta is to transport the nutrients. Second is the transport of gases, and third is excretion of waste products. Next is production of hormones like HCG, placental progesterone, estrogen, and and one of the more important function is the protection of the fetus. So let's first come to the transport of the nutrients. So fetus requires large amount of glucose. In early phase, when the placenta is not formed, the nutritional care of the fetus is being taken by the secretory endometrium. If you remember, in the secretory phase, the endometrium collects lot amount of glycogen, vitamins, growth factors. This it keeps on supplying to the fetus during the early phase of pregnancy, and as soon as the placenta is formed, it takes over the function. So by 4th week of pregnancy, placenta takes up the nutritive function. The glucose passes through the placenta by facilitated diffusion through a carrier molecule present on the trophoblast cell. The glucose levels in fetal blood is 20 to 30% lower than that of the maternal blood. The fructose and sucrose required by the fetus are synthesized in the placenta itself. The amino acids, the calcium, the inorganic phosphates, these are actively absorbed by the placental membrane. Potassium, sodium and chloride ions and substances with molecular weight less than 1000 easily cross the placenta by the simple diffusion. Now coming to the excretory function of the placenta, the placenta acts as the fetal kidney. So the urea, uric acid, creatinine, all that is formed in the fetus are transported into the mother's blood, and then they are excreted by the maternal kidney. So urea, uric acid and creatinine all are excreted by the process of diffusion. Now coming to the transport of oxygen. So fetus also requires oxygen, and this is also being provided by the placenta. So actually placenta acts as the fetal lung. Lung का काम क्या होता है? Exchange of gases, and the same is being done by the placenta. It leads to it allows the diffusion of both oxygen and the carbon dioxide. So oxygen is transported into the placenta from the maternal blood by diffusion. The maternal PO2 is 50, while the fetal PO2 is just 30. So you see, it is a very small gradient. Now how this small or the low diffusion gradient allows the transport of oxygen? Actually, there are two factors which are responsible for this. First is the presence of fetal hemoglobin, which has high affinity for oxygen, and second is, as such, the concentration of hemoglobin is much higher in fetus. So this leads to the shift of oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve to the left. The second important thing is the fetal blood coming to the placenta carries more amount of carbon dioxide, which is released into the maternal blood, and therefore the pH of the maternal blood is slightly acidic as compared to the fetal blood. So the oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve of the mother shifts to the right. And if you remember Bohr's effect, ये बोर effect होता था ना कि low pH में it leads the curve shifts to the right side, leading to the release of more amount of oxygen. तो जब मदर का कर्व जो है वो राइट साइड शिफ्ट हो गया तो वो ज़्यादा रिलीज करेगा ऑक्सीजन फॉर द फीटस, और फीटस का कर्व शिफ्ट हो गया है लेफ्ट, सो इट विल बी टेकिंग अप और बाइंडिंग विथ मोर अमाउंट ऑफ ऑक्सीजन. So these two together phenomena leads to the efficient supply of oxygen to the fetus. The second thing is transport of CO2. So CO2 is transported through placenta by simple diffusion. The PCO2 of fetal blood is 2 to 3 millimeter higher than that of maternal blood. The carbon dioxide passes through the placenta via diffusion. So that's why we said that placenta acts as fetal lungs. The next important function is transport of antibodies. So the most maternal immunoglobulins are transferred by receptor mediated endocytosis into fetus and are responsible for innate immunity. Rh antibodies are easily transported as compared to ABO antibodies. That is why the effect of Rh incompatibility are more severe. The next important function of placenta is the protection of fetus. The placenta acts as a barrier for certain harmful substances. But remember, placenta also allows the passage of certain harmful viruses and certain drugs. So you need to be careful when you are prescribing the drug to a pregnant female. The hormones secreted by the placenta are responsible for the proper growth of the fetus. The placental progesterone decreases uterine contractions and thus protect the fetus from being expelled. Now, the important point we need to discuss is the production of hormones. So let's see in the slide that there are many hormones which are secreted by the placenta. So one of them important is the HCG, which forms the basis for the pregnancy test. Then the thyrotropin hormones, the human placental lactogen, placental variant growth hormone, placental proteins, growth hormone releasing hormone, substance P, and among these to be mentioned are the progesterone and estrogen. So we will discuss about HCG. HCG converts corpus luteum of menstruation into the corpus luteum of pregnancy and stimulates it to secrete progesterone. HCG stimulates fetal testes in male fetus to secrete testosterone prior to the fetal pituitary LH secretion. It also forms the basis of all pregnancy tests. The HCG is secreted by the syncytiotrophoblasts of the fetus, can be detected on the 9th day post-ovulation, preserves the corpus luteum, causes the growth of the corpus luteum, and initiates all anatomical and physiological changes of the pregnancy. It forms the basis of the early diagnosis of the pregnancy because it is being secreted into the urine. So if you must have seen the commercial kits available for the detection of pregnancy, prega kits hoti hain, and if the patient puts a drop of urine onto that kit, the lines appear. So the basis for that test is the early secretion of HCG by the syncytiotrophoblasts. The one more important thing is that only IgG antibodies can cross the placental barrier. IgA or IgM are not able to cross the placental barrier. Most drugs can cross the placental barrier and some can be teratogenic. Various viruses, bacteria, protozoa can cross the placenta and affect the fetus in utero. Now, one more important placental hormone which needs to be mentioning are placental progesterone. The progesterone helps to preserve pregnancy, has inhibitory effect on the contraction of the uterus, causes development of the alveolar system of mother's breast, has immunosuppressive role in protecting the fetus, act as a precursor for corticosteroid synthesis by fetal adrenal cortex, and it helps in the growth and development of the fetus. So with this we finish the placenta. And the functions of placenta. The functions of placenta form a important short note in the exams. So you just to prepare it as in accordance with a short note. It never comes as a long question. Thank you.